Welcome back to Rare Oakleys. One of the final pairs of X metals to be released were the HalfX, and one of my favorite pairs of HalfX, ironically, were a non-iridium pair, which were the X metal with warm gray. Today, we're going to unofficially unbox a pair, brand new pair of X metal with warm gray HalfXs. But before we do that, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Hit that like button, like this video so more people have an opportunity to see it. And of course, do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you never miss a future episode of Rare Oakleys. Speaking of episodes, be sure to check out our other videos. We have so much awesome, so much exclusive, so much great content. So definitely check out our other videos. And if you haven't read my book yet, you are absolutely missing out. Do not miss out. Check out my book. It is packed with tips and tricks on how to save money. It's motivational. This book tells you about part of my life where I lived in a homeless shelter and I managed to turn everything around and I retired early at the age of 46. You too can retire early. Read my book and all your wildest dreams will come true. Links are going to be below in the description. Don't miss out on this. All right. The HalfX were actually fashioned after the half wires, hence the name HalfX, half wire, which is one of the reasons why they didn't incorporate flex couplers. A lot of people complained about that, and I kind of was on the fence about that too, but they were, after all, fashioned after the half wires. So no flex couplers, no disassembled nose bridge or partition from the nose bridge to the orbitals. But check this out, the old school Oakley box. Now, they did, at the very end of the product life cycle, offer the HalfX in the last Oakley X metal box with the new coin. I wish I would have gotten those, but I picked these up right away because, of course, I couldn't wait to get my hands on the HalfX. So they got the traditional X metal box, and check it out. We got our tag here. X metal frame, warm gray lens. And again, you guys know, if you've been watching us for any length of time, you'll know I am not a big fan of non-iridium lenses, particularly gray lenses. However, I will say that the warm gray lens actually surprised me. I was very impressed with it. In fact, I wasn't going to pick these up, but because I wanted to complete the set of all HalfXs, I reluctantly got a hold of these. But when I did and I tried them on, I said, wow, the warm gray lens is actually fantastic. So we're going to get into that here shortly. And on the bottom here, of course, this is where the package was sealed with the sticker, with the diagram here, right? The X metal with warm gray. And you got the SKU. What is it? 04-143. We got that in focus. Yeah, want to make sure that the audience can see that because that is important for some of us. So 04-143. But let's open these up. Let's unofficially unbox these. Now, most of you guys are going to know that the foam in here gets old, right? It becomes sticky and disintegrates after some time. I don't think this foam is too bad yet because, again, these were produced near the end of the product life cycle of the X metals, so they're not as old as some of the Juliets, Romeos, of course, even Romeo 2s or pennies. But come on in. We got our warranty, registration paperwork, just the standard stuff here. We've got our glasses. And, oh, what do we have here? Well, we got an extra set of nose bombs, it looks like. So that's nice. Of course, you can interchange the nose bombs for a customizable fit. Foam looks like it's pretty good yet. Don't see any major deterioration yet of the foam, which is a good sign. But again, these boxes are not as old as some of the other X metal boxes, which is good. All right, so we got our glasses here, and look what we have. We got our HDO tag, high definition optics, right? What's on the opposite side? Well, they got the message that this is funny. Usually the print is in like a white or a light gray, so it gives you some contrast, but it's pretty tough to read. That's pretty ironic how they used a black thread for the print on a very dark gray tab, or whatever you call this tag. It's basically illegible, whatever's written there. Anyway, let's unbox these or open these up. So, yeah, HalfX, fashioned after the half wires. which again is the reason why there's no separation between the nose bridge and the orbitals like there are with many, many other Oakleys, virtually all of them, I think, basically. Certainly no rivets in the center because there's no separation. I do like how they pieced together the ear stems here. Let's zoom in on that a little bit and get that in focus so the audience can appreciate that. And yes, they did put an icon on there, which the only other X metal that they put icons on that I can think of, and I believe is accurate, would be the Romeo 2s. So a lot of people complained about that too, about the icon, stating that they should not have put an icon on there. They should have instead did something similar that they did on the Juliets or some of the other X metals. But I think the icon is in good taste. They have specialized ear socks, which are all but impossible to find nowadays, unfortunately. So if you're in the market to find some ear socks, it's going to be tough to find them. And if you do, you're probably going to pay a very high price for them. But again, these are warm gray lenses. And if you look at them, just glancing at them, they're a darker gray, or they appear to be darker. Now, I always like the iridium lenses because the iridium lenses have that mirrored finish. So I do prefer that. However, the warm gray, even though it's a non-iridium lens, it is a very versatile, very, very comfortable lens. I'm pretty sure these have been worn a couple of times, maybe. They don't seem like it. I mean, even the ear socks seem very, very clean. Of course, I'm very clean, so they wouldn't be that dirty. But they weren't, I didn't wear these when I was running a 5K or anything, and I didn't sweat in these. So the ear socks are not sticky at all or tacky at all. Oh, by the way, check this out. I forgot to mention this. Many of you are going to know this, but these incorporate spring hinges, right? So you have spring hinges on the HalfX, which give them additional durability and also somewhat alleviate the need for any type of flex couplers or a separated nose bridge. But great coverage, great pair of glasses. Actually, you know what? Let's put these on the stand and give these a close-up real quick. And then I'll actually try them on to show you guys how they fit. But these are, yeah, I don't know that these really got the respect overall that they deserved. And again, with this warm gray lens, even though it's a non-iridium lens, it does feel great on the eyes. Very versatile, even good for overcast or bright conditions. No serial numbers on these. Right, these were one of the last pairs of X metals created, the HalfX and of course the X squareds. So no serialized frames on these. But I just wish they would have done a little bit better at retail. I don't think they did good at retail, although now highly sought after. But I'm going to try these on. I'm going to give you my opinion of these warm gray lenses, and when I hold them up to the light, yeah, they're just great. But even though they're non-iridium, I don't want to say they have a mirrored finish because they don't, but it's not as easy to see your eyes as it would be, I believe, with a standard gray lens. So warm gray is a really special lens. I like these a lot. Fit is great on these. They are X metals, so they do have some weight to them. Nonetheless, they feel very comfortable. Of course, good coverage here. Very little leakage around the sides or the bottom, even on the top. Of course, those can be adjusted. Nose bombs can be interchanged too to help customize that fit. But I really like these a lot. Anyway, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Do not forget to hit that bell icon, and we will see you next time on Rare Oakleys.